I'm Jake, and I'm a bearded idiot. And oh boy, you all better get ready, because you're about to hear a man lose his cool. Because that's what this movie did to me. This was it. This was the film that finally broke me. There's something about Don't Breathe that just screams beautiful. There are so many things this film did right, but most importantly, this movie surprised me. I love to be surprised by films. This is one of those films, like 10 Cloverfield Lane, that just kind of starts off and you're like, okay, this is going somewhere good. And then suddenly, for no reason, the film just anally rapes you from behind. This movie surprised me so many times, and whenever I thought I had it figured out, suddenly it just pulls out another dildo and rapes me somewhere. But, like, in a good way? Not a great metaphor, but fuck it. My point is, it's one of those movies that gets your attention and just kind of pulls you along whether you want to go or not. It's also one of those multiple climax films too, but in a good way. Whenever I thought, oh yeah, this could be a good ending, the movie takes a different direction, and I think again, actually, fuck that last ending, this could be a good ending. And it just kept doing that. It just kept upping the ante, and I love that. It really did everything it could with its concept, and whenever I felt like I was about to get tired from all the adrenaline, it just throws yet another fucking dildo into the mix and gets me invested again. Okay, I'm being very vague about what happens in this movie, because I'm hoping that the idea of some kids breaking into a crazy blind man's house and then stuff going wrong, like I hope that's all you really know about the movie, and I'm hoping that you go into the movie relatively blind. And I'm really just trying to explain my emotional experience, because in the end, fuck plot and story, it's the emotional journey these characters go through that we care about, which is mostly fear and pain and misery, but fuck it. I like it when a movie gets me to feel something, anything. The main character in this film is played by Jane Levy, and my god does she carry this film. It shows that her and the director, who both worked on the Evil Dead remake that I really liked, sue me, aren't just one-trick ponies. And I'm really looking forward to see what concept they'll do next. Speaking of which, well, I won't explain what happens in this movie. There was one scene that might have put me off of milk forever. Like, just thinking about it. Fuck me. Like, it even had little hairs and... I'm just gagging thinking about it. Actually, I don't want to give you the wrong idea. It's not like a gross shock horror film. Most of what I loved about this movie was the tension that it created. Even the gross part was terrifying psychologically. You'll understand when you see it, and you really should see it. I mean, there was one scene where the blind dude was listening, and one kid was holding his breath, trying not to let any air out, and the blind creep turns his head to listen, and I swear I've never heard a theater so dead silent. Like, usually there's some noise, not necessarily talking, but like rappers, creaking chairs, coughing, you know, just sort of general movement. But no, for that long, agonizing, terrifying moment, the theater was as silent as a morgue. And it was like everyone in the theater had some kind of unspoken, unexplainable bond. And that moment was beautiful. Like, I remember this one scene in a great Doctor Who episode called Deep Breath, where Clara was just surrounded by these creepy clockwork robot things, and she had to hold her breath or else they'd discover that she was human, and the scene was so intense and amazing, and that was basically this whole film. Just one amazing scene, stretched out over 2 hours. Anyway, I just thought I'd share my thoughts on this amazing movie. I watched it at a pretty vulnerable time too, where I was really tired academically. I was sick about how art is squeezed within an inch of its life, how everything is so dull, and I was just frustrated with the system, and I'm talking nonsense. It's just that recently there's been a lot of negativity surrounding films, specifically horror films, and I think quite a lot of it is justified. To a degree, these movies have become just the usual paint-by-numbers schlock. But can we all just take a moment to remember the films that we love? So many horror films have come out recently that have moved me and surprised me, and this was one of them. Like, when I see a movie, like a good movie, I can't help but be grateful that there is good shit out there. I mean, good movies have problems too and stuff. I can point out a few issues with Don't Breathe, but like, they're so minor, they don't really hinder my enjoyment. Anyway, thank you for listening to my bearded ass ramble. Sorry for being so weird in this video, and by weird I mean positive. Great movie, definitely recommended. I'd rate it 5 Johns out of 5. I don't usually do movie reviews on this channel, but I wanted to talk about this, so if you don't like it, let's jog on.